As we advance as individuals, we somehow tend to come across things that will disturb us mentally. So mental disturbance becomes a reoccurring thing, and we tend to find ourselves in such situations where we can easily get disturbed mentally, and this may bring in a lot of mental issues, right? So as we try and develop ourselves to the best version of us, the best version of ourselves, through self-improvement, through self-development, right? We should try and recognize things that may disturb us mentally, especially because life does throw things at us, obstacles and challenges. A lot of us, while growing, we're not equipped or taught how to deal with a lot of challenges in life. At times we don't have the right mentors, we don't have the right role models to show us or pave the way forward for us. We just have, especially in these modern times, most people who are actually celebrated are celebrities, right? And the ironic thing about the whole celebrity worship these days is that they themselves are usually not living the life that they actually are portraying behind the screens. And these are the things that many people we usually take seriously, and they actually think that these celebrities and all these famous people are actually genuinely doing things. So we should at times really learn to discern between what is real and what is not, and that's one way we can avoid all these mental issues. What we see in the media, what we see on Instagram, YouTube, whatever source of media we use, we should be careful. That's because a lot of people behind screens, a lot of people behind those social media actually are putting on an act. You see, they have to, because they have to make money, they have to keep you entertained, right? They keep us entertained. So if we take these things at face value and actually think that we could probably live the same lives as these other people we see, these people that we celebrate, right, the celebrities, then this may bring a lot of issues, because I see a lot of young men these days who think that they can actually live the life of these celebrities, right? So these are things that may bring in a lot of issues, especially mental issues. If we're not able to discern well, if we're not able to separate what's real and what's not in our life, then we are highly likely to really get a dose of reality, because the way life goes, at the end of the day, we realize that the dreams that we chase, mostly, if we're not careful, right? We've been chasing a lot of unicorn, what I call unicorn dreams, things that we cannot catch, and this may disturb us in a very, very bad way. So this is why it's also very important that when we do what we do, as we improve ourselves, we take the time to really think about the things we're doing, and we take the time to develop. Development takes time, and most people these days want to rush things. Even if you come across success, right? Especially these days when success is really defined by how much we have in our account. Now, of course, money is very important to everyone, right? However, the means of getting it, or the means of getting to it, we should be very careful, because in that journey, as we develop and try and acquire our goals and try and acquire our dreams, right, we tend to go through a lot of things in between, right? And we do not learn, or we just pass through without actually really thinking about the things that we are doing at that moment, right? And this all ties down and this accumulates. So at the end of the day, we get to a point that we are either distressed or anxious, and this could also lead to nervous breakdowns. And this is why I say these are situations that can actually bring in mental issues. Now, the way we cope with mental issues is different, and this is why I pointed out on celebrities. Most celebrities, the way they cope is they use things like drugs, they drink a lot of alcohol to cope, that's their lifestyle. I'm not knocking on this. People cope the way they cope, right? However, neglecting that we are now not in a good situation, especially mentally, we are just getting disturbed mentally, right? We should actually take this seriously and seek professional help. Psychologists, doctors who are experts at this, counselors and all, that can actually help, because a lot of these mental issues, right, they do tend to relapse. We may think that we are now good, right? We are fine. But if we do not work on them, if we do not do something about them, especially innately, right, it's usually something that triggered by maybe environment or just situations. If we do not work on that, we will tend to relapse, and things kind of go back to the situations that we do not seek out. So seeking mental advice from experts, from doctors, psychologists, is one way to actually help you through these things. A lot of us also downplay mental issues. We downplay these things and think that these are just normal life situations. Yes, well, there are plenty of challenges in life that life brings at us, but not everything is just or should be taken lightly, especially when it comes to your mental or any sort of health issue. Any health issue should be taken seriously. And I'm specifically talking about our mental issues here, right? Don't take it very lightly, and seek out help. Seek out anyone who you could talk to, who could actually help you on these things, because like I said, as we develop and life itself advances, everything else also goes forward. Everything's moving forward, so some would be moving at different pace than you are, and you may not like it, or you may think that you are lost, or you may think that you are being left behind. There are those who think they're being left behind, and then there are those who think that they are moving way forward, only to find out that a lot of challenges are met, and they cannot really break through those challenges. And this is why you may find yourself in a not so good situation mentally, right? And as in this channel, I usually talk about our physical and mental abilities and issues, right? How to develop these things. But it will be very senseless to try and develop yourself without knowing what really can trigger these mental issues, what really can get you disturbed mentally, right? So this also comes through knowing yourself, knowing where you're going, knowing what you're doing, right? And not just doing it because everyone else is doing it, not just doing things for the sake of doing things. Yes, we may be trying to get things that we like, get to our desired goals. However, plenty of challenges, as I said, may be plenty of challenges ahead may come, and then we may not be able to really take on these challenges. So we should watch out for these things, know ourselves, know our limitations, know where to develop, and then seek out professional help too. And if you cannot afford the professional help, seek out people who could mentor you, who could counsel you, right? And as young adults, usually they think that they can just go through without actually help. You need help, you need guidance. Guidance is very important. And so try and level best as a young man, as a young adult, to seek out good advice, proper advice, and not just go with your peers, and then you find yourself in the same place you were before, and really not happy about your situation. Of course, happiness itself is a fleeting thing, but if we're not hitting those goals, if we are sickly, if we are ailing, if we are not healthy, then we cannot really do the things that we set out to do. So to wrap up this, really take good care of the mental issues that come our way, seeking out professional help from professional people, basically your psychologists, your medical doctors, and avoid situations that will put you in a bad mental state, right? try your best to avoid. But again, as you try and avoid, make sure that you're working on those issues first. To be hard for people to really advance, to really develop themselves, if the mental state does not allow it. Your mental state has to be very much balanced or healthy, so that you can actually do the things you desire to do in life, go for the goals that you want, and acquire the things that you want. And with that said, peace to the gods.